Hey, happy Sunday everybody. I'm back for another week of meal prep and I'm going to be doing chicken again this week. I got a little bit of tired of rice, so this week I'm going to be doing sweet potatoes instead of rice, and instead of mixed bell peppers I'm going to be doing asparagus. Last time I butterflied my chicken. This time I'm going to dice them all ahead of time. I'm going to try and cook them all together in one skillet at one time. Let's start with our chicken. The fat again. It's mostly fat. So I got all my chicken diced up here. Alright, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now is season my chicken. This is garlic powder. This is onion powder. And I like to use some sort of seasoning salt. Lawry's will do. I'm going to add a light amount of extra virgin olive oil to this. And that's what we're going for. I can go ahead and start on my vegetables. Okay, I got all my garlic here peeled. I'm just going to go ahead and crush it. And that is how much garlic I use. I'm going to start now on my asparagus. This is the first time I've done what you see here with the asparagus. I did my shopping yesterday, so I bought these yesterday. I knew I wouldn't be cooking them until this morning. What you can do to preserve your asparagus, if you're not going to cook them the day you buy them, is place them in a container like I have here with about 1 inch of water at the bottom of them. Cover them like I did here with a plastic bag and place them in the refrigerator, and they will last longer. Be more fresh today. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to be baking these in the oven. What I'm going to do to prepare my asparagus here is I'm going to cut off the bottom 1/2 inch to 1 inch or so. Those are the kind of stemmy pieces, the woody pieces that I don't really want. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut those off. Use a good knife. Don't cut your thumb or any other part of your hand, and make a good chop. That. Pretty good. I'll discard these pieces and I'll prepare the rest of them. What I'm going to do with these is go ahead and cut them into about 1 inch sections all the way across. I'll place them into a bowl like I did with my chicken. I'll oil them and I'll season them, and then I'll lay them on a cookie sheet and bake them. Asparaguses. I'm going to get a bigger bowl so I can season these better. Okay, at this point, if you haven't done it already, I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees. Okay, my oven is preheating. I'm going to go ahead and season my chopped asparagus. I'm put it in this bowl to make that an easier process. I'm going to start with some extra virgin olive oil. Parmesan cheese. Garlic powder again. Onion powder again. Seasoning salt. Give you an idea. Cookie sheet. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on my cookie sheet just so they don't stick in the oven. Forgot to put my garlic in with my asparagus. I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. And again, I'm going to mix this all up really well. This looks really good. This is how it is going to bake in the oven. Okay, so my oven did just finish preheating. I'm going to go ahead and put my asparagus in. Now I'm just going to prepare my sweet potatoes. You're going to want to start by washing your sweet potatoes. Just give them a good rinse. So I'm just going to start by peeling these. Now I'll go ahead and cut these. I'm not going to bake them. I'm going to boil them and mash them. And hopefully that will soften them up a bit. Again, I'm going to kind of change my strategy here. I'm going to boil these until they soften up and I'll mash them. I'm going to boil this for quite a while. Hopefully I can get these to soften up. I'm going to go ahead and start cooking my chicken. I'm going to get a big skillet. I'm going to get it nice and hot on the stove over here. I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil to the skillet. When you add the chicken onto the skillet, you want that skillet searing hot. You're going to hear it when I add that chicken to the skillet. It's just going to... That's what you want to hear. Big skillet. Once it's nice and hot, I will add my chicken. My skillet is getting nice and hot. I'm about to put my chicken on the skillet, but again, you want that skillet nice and hot when that chicken goes on there. I'm going to add my oil to the skillet. When you first put your chicken on the skillet, goes on there nice and hot, spread it on there real well and leave it for about 3 to 5 minutes. That chicken is initially going to stick to the skillet and you're not going to be able to stir it around because it's going to be hot, it's going to stick to that. But if you give it 3 to 5 minutes to cook on there, that chicken that's on the skillet is going to, it's going to roast and it's going to release from the skillet. And then when you go to stir it again, you'll see what I mean. There'll be a toasted end on it. The way I cook this stuff, this is not by any means the only way or the way to do it. I make mistakes just like you see with the potatoes. I don't know how they're going to turn out. If the potatoes are absolutely horrible and I can't get them to mash up, you know, I can just pretty quickly make a pot of rice and use that instead. But also, you know, as far as the seasoning, as far as the garlic, you can use less garlic, you can use no garlic. You can season whatever you'd like, however you'd like. This is just what's worked for me. And what works for you, what works for me might not be what's going to work for you, but what's important is that you get in the kitchen and you try these things yourself. See what you like, see what tastes good to you. I'm actually going to broil these because I like to get a nice toast on these. So I'm going to hit broil. Hopefully I don't burn them. We'll see. And I'm going to go ahead and start on the chicken, so come over here, I want you to see this. Spread that out real well. So the entire bottom of that pan's covered. Chicken on there. I'm not going to touch this for about 3 to 5 minutes. Check this out. Oh yeah, look at that. Toasted. I'm going to call that good. Going to call that good. Let's set that aside, let that cool for just a bit. See how everything's loose from it now? Come off it really easily. A little bit of a toast on that. This is right when I want to just go ahead and stir it. Just a couple more minutes here on my chicken. You see most of the moisture's out of it. It's starting to sear on the bottom. Chicken looks like it's done. I think these are ready to strain and mash. So in here is my sweet potatoes. I use almond milk. Just gonna eyeball it. I'm just going to distribute my chicken. And that's it. Here's my final presentation. This is 1 week's worth of asparagus, chicken, and sweet potato. And yes, the sweet potatoes turned out way better than I thought they would. I'll end up freezing 3 of these. I'll refrigerate 3 of them, and 1 of them I'll end up eating tonight.